Yes, you are mourning over what you've lost. How about you be grateful over what is left? Your sanity is still with you. You're still sane. You're still whole. You can believe again. You can love again. And don't limit God. Don't reduce him to some genie in a bottle. He can do all things.
The day caster.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, I guess. Um, so I'm really struggling to move on. Really struggling. So I was engaged. Up until like a month ago, I was engaged to be married, but he called it off. Yeah, he called it off. We have been together for about 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. We literally, I had my whole life planned. Literally, we had picked out children's names.
And Mervyn. Wow.
It was. I still don't know why, and I just I didn't get that closure. I'm still trying to. I don't even think I can love anybody again. I'm trying so hard to pick up the pieces of myself, and it has been a struggle. Like, the wedding was supposed to be in December, and I'm just.
Wow.
It still feels like I'm dreaming.
I honestly cannot imagine the torture, how you must feel, and especially in the light of how long you had spent with him. 5 years, half a decade, with a person that eventually calls it off. That's incredible. And honestly, I'm sorry, okay? But how about we look at it from another perspective, right? Imagine you were coming home to a newly built apartment that was just delivered to you, but you are yet to experience it. You're yet to go into that apartment. And then just a few feet from that apartment, this apartment blows up. Now, you just lost an apartment, quite all right. You just lost an investment. You just lost a property. You just lost a lot of money. But you actually just saved your life. Now, are you going to be more devastated by the fact that you lost the apartment or by the fact that your life was spared? Now, if you had gotten into that apartment a few minutes earlier, you don't survive that inferno. You don't survive that destruction. You don't survive it. And I think that's how you should see this. Now, you were about to get into a marriage that was going to be abusive. You're about to get into a relationship with a person, a permanent relationship in marriage, with a person who probably was never going to respect you, was probably going to objectify you, abuse you. And thank God he called it off. Thank God you were not stringed along into a marriage that was going to be a living hell on earth. And I really think that's how you must see this new lease of mercy and grace. I've heard stories, trust me, I have heard stories. Just recently, I heard the story of a lady who was nearing her 40s and had 5 children for this man. And this man will not stop beating her. They've been married for 15 years. She'd given birth to 5 children for him. And he would not just stop beating her. At some point, he stabbed down her back. The man that she thought she loved, the man that she thought loved her. And of course, none of these signs are apparent at the point of getting married. Everybody thinks this is the best man for my life. This is the best thing that is happening to me. In that moment, she probably felt she was entering into her best season, the very best season of her life. However, in retrospect, she was entering into the very worst era of her entire existence. Now, in retrospect, right, she would choose a breakup 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 days, 3 months before the wedding, before that quote-unquote unfortunate wedding, over and above what she has now experienced. My point is, you have no idea what God just saved you from. And as often as you are crying over what you have missed, the house that burned down, you are not being grateful for the life that you still have. And I really think that perspective should change how you really feel about the situation. I understand, 5 years of your investment. How about you see it as 5 years of learning? You don't want to know how many investors learned from very many failed investments before they happened on the very best investment, 10th one in the series. And then that one made them compensate for all the lessons they had learned from all the failures of the past. My point is, this 5 years was not really wasted if you learned the lessons in it. At least now you understand how to look out for the right kind of person. who will not string you along indefinitely and then break your heart towards, your wedding date. This may sound against the grain of what people typically expect to be the counsel you give people who have just been heartbroken. Many people just want to binge on movies, eat unending, hang out with friends for no real purpose, party, drown their sorrows in alcohol or something. But none of those things are really sustainable ways to actually recover from a heartbreak. You need to go back to the source of love himself, okay? And I know that it may be tough, but it's the only way to recover from this kind of situation. You need to go back to him and be grateful for the salvation that he just saved you from. I can tell you that if God shows you a revelation of what your life would have been had you gone ahead with that man, you will come back from that experience giving thanks to God. Yes, you are mourning over what you've lost. How about you be grateful over what is left? Your sanity is still with you. You're still sane. You're still whole. You can believe again. You can love again. And don't limit God. Don't reduce him to some genie in a bottle. He can do all things. He can do a lot of things. He can bring another man that will love you. You don't want to know how much better you can improve on that guy that left you. You don't want to know how much better you can improve on that man. Okay, don't limit him. Don't make your past predict your future. God has a massive plan for you in the future, and there are thoughts of peace and not of evil to bring you to an expected end. Trust his word. Go back to him. Don't drown your sorrow. You are not sorrowful. You should be rejoicing in this moment. Yes, it sounds off the cuff. It sounds against the grain of what you are expecting. I mean, you're supposed to be mourning someone's departure. But no, he's not that important. Perhaps was never supposed to be in your life in the first place. And so, yes, it's a tough season. Yes, it's not easy to just move on like that. But I believe that in God, there is restoration. There is redemption. There is a retrieval of all the years that have been stolen, all the years that have been lost. And he will bring someone that will totally blow your mind away, literally. All right? So trust him. Trust him. And please do not leave the church community. Do not leave the gathering of the believers. That kind of atmosphere helps you to continue to put your heart on the right things, on the right values, on the right principles, and on Jesus ultimately. All right? God bless your heart. It is well.